Okay, so day 24 review, which will be yesterday, we decided to go ahead and spend an extra day in Libby, Montana. The hotel was nice, the town was nice, and we'd had 6 straight days of riding, and we were just tired and ready for a break, so we slept in till 11:30 noon, something like that. I don't know. Got up, got out about noon, and just decided to go walk. And we walked all over that town, and it was a cool town. You know, probably the coolest thing about it was the Ace Hardware store. I mean, it's an old school hardware store that just had so much cool stuff, and it was like being in a toy store. It's kind of funny. Even the kids were all excited about everything they had in there. They didn't have the one thing I wanted, which was like an electrical adapter to make like an extension cord for their heated jackets, because the cords aren't long enough for them to stand up and still keep the jackets plugged in. But yeah, we're walking around looking for, they're having a big carving contest. Apparently the guy that owns the hotel and half the town is trying to turn it into a tourist place, so he organizes all these events. And they had a hot rod car show a couple weeks ago. The carving competition is like chainsaw carving, all these huge statues. And that starts, I think, tomorrow. I think today's Wednesday. Yeah, so it starts Thursday and goes through the weekend. It's pretty cool. We met a lot of the carvers. They're from all over the place, all over the world. So we were walking around trying to find them, because what they do is they carve pieces prior to the show to have on display while they're doing the competition, so that anybody that might want one can buy one. And I guess it's like warming up for the competition or something like that. But by the time we found them, they were already done and packing things up. It's just like, well, God, we missed that too, So then we just kept wandering around town, got down by the river, and there's a beautiful park down by the river, big covered pavilion, like a log cabin style pavilion, and went down to the river and soaked our feet in the freezing cold water, and eventually worked our way back to the hotel, and then went and got dinner. That was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. Just a real pretty, friendly town. Sat in the hot tub again. This old couple would come in every night about 9 o'clock. A guy named Rick, and I think her name was Dorothy. And they've lived there for 41 years, and he does like RV sales, parts, repairs, all kinds of stuff. And they got a prescription from their doctor to go swim in the swimming pool and basically do water calisthenics every day. And their insurance reimburses them, so they go all the time. The whole time they're sitting there talking, visiting, they're doing their resistance movement stuff. And he's real big into ham radio, but he only does Morse code. He's been doing it for like 61 years. They were both 81 years old. And he can do 200 letters a minute. Unbelievable. I don't know how you can even hear and distinguish between the dots and dashes when it's going that fast, but he's got a whole bunch of guys all over the world that he interacts with, guys in New Zealand, South Africa, Europe, pretty much everywhere. So that was kind of cool. So we spent some time visiting with them. Real nice people. And then, eventually knocked off. It took a ton of pictures. There's so many cool cars around here. Most of the pictures we've been taking are like cool old trucks, cool old cars, stopping and talking to local people about their cars. And quite a few of them are sold. We went to look at this one little truck, and the lady was in the driveway, and I'm like, do you know what year it is? And the first word out of her mouth was like, it's sold. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm just curious. I want to take a picture. Don't want to buy it. But yeah, so by the time we got back to the hotel, we had walked for a good 5 hours. And amazingly, I wasn't wiped out by the end of that. I guess all the walking we've been doing the last 2-3 weeks is helping me out. But we also weren't at high altitude. Like right now we're in Eureka, Montana, which is about 10 miles south of the Canadian border. Oh, that didn't sound good. And I think we're at 2,500 feet altitude, something like that. Yeah, and it's beautiful. The sun's going down over the mountains across the way. you know, we're in some little, there's no hotels in this town. I mean, we got pretty much the only hotel in town, and it's like $100 a night for an old double queen. It's clean, it's nice. The Wi-Fi apparently works. Guys with big trucks like to stay here apparently. It's definitely the land of big trucks. I mean, Texans thinks they got the things cornered when it comes to big trucks and jacked up trucks, but I'm telling you, Idaho and Montana and Utah, they're right there with the Texans. I mean, the crazy trucks we've been seeing the last 3 weeks are just amazing. But anyway, no riding yesterday, just a nice day off. So that was day 24. Bye.